something like that for sure. Yes, now this adds to the debate, Kenji, that you've been talking about for a while.
Hi, everyone. We're here only minutes away from the start in the match between, the day 4, that is, some 15 minutes away between, of course, Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Now, match is, I wouldn't say delicately poised, but it's firmly in favour of Sri Lanka at this point in time. There's no doubt about that. So it'll be dubious to see what Pakistan can do when they bat. It's really up to them. If England were batting, it'd be a different story because they seem to have momentum on their side. We've yet to see that happen with the Pakistan team, except for Babar Azam. Of course, Babar Azam certainly did score well in the first innings, and it needs more than just Babar Azam now to actually get this sorted. I don't know who this ringing me is. I'm sick of people ringing me on my phone during the show. We're going to just get rid of them. 1 second, guys. Well, there you go. It's a waste of time. It was a waste of time. Nobody actually came. All right, so Sri Lanka have done particularly well in their innings. So, score Sri Lanka are 9 for 329 now. Dinesh Chandimal yet again has been superb. He's not at 86 now. He scored 70 on the first innings. I think it was 76 in the first innings. He's got 86 in the second. He's got 200 and odd runs not out for against Australia. He's on red hot form. There's none about that. And he's joined by Prabhath Jayasuriya, who's in 4 not out. Who's actually the 4. Look, they're ahead by 333 with virtually 2 full days at play. So Sri Lanka's in the box seat, let's be honest. This is their home ground ball. They've had a third hit out on this ground. The first game was atrocious. The second game they were outstanding. Now they're fully aware of the ramifications of the ground conditions. It suits Dinesh Chandimal on the ground. Pakistan suffered in that first innings, but they were able to resurrect the score to be equal. Now it's going to be a big effort for Pakistan to score 300 plus in the second innings on this wicket with Prabhath Jayasuriya in the form that he's in. But you don't know. You just don't know. So 9 for 329 in that scorecard. Oshido, for now they've got 64. Kaushal Mendes got 76. Before we got the ball of the new century from Yashir Shah, I posted that and they took it off. Damn it. So, and obviously Ramesh Mendes and Mahesh Tikshana have also supported with Dhananjaya have also supported Dinesh Chandimal. Even Roshan Dickwell had a bit of a go. They're 9 for 329, effectively 333 in front. I can't see them lasting that long this morning. Maybe with a bit of luck, we'll see Dinesh Chandimal get a century, which would be very, very impressive. Yashir Shah looked really good yesterday, and Mohammad Nawaz got a total of 5 wickets. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. It is interesting. I can't just put the music playing. Yeah, it's an interesting situation for, well, it certainly is in Sri Lanka's favour. They got the driving force behind them. They can do a lot of things now. So, good luck to Sri Lanka. They probably deserve the position they're in. So, you can't complain about that at all. So, watch my post. It's gone 1 million million views, and love them with 1 million subscribers. It'll be absolutely amazing. But not quite reached that point. What's the story? Why is it suddenly jumped at 5 o'clock? Let's just go into that now. Okay. That's a good jump up. Okay, we've got some 10 minutes before the game restarts. It's a day. Hi, Hamanshra, hello, how are you? You've come online, I can see. Rather a subdued start to the day. Okay, so can we see Pakistan doing well? I mean, they have got the likes of Shafiq, they've got Imam Al Haq, obviously got Babar Azam, they've got also Azhar Ali, they've got Mohammed Rizwan. They've got enough really good batters that can put their head down and can get the 300 runs. So by no means, by any stretch of the imagination, a certainty that Sri Lanka win, but they are absolutely in the box seat. Absolutely in the box seat. You'd have to argue, and that would have to be the way that the match turns. But look, you just don't know. The reality is that Sri Lanka probably deserve to be in the position they're in. They've done well in the second innings. Again, Dinesh Chandimal's been absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal performance, really, from him. He's in a world on his own there. It'll be interesting to see whether they actually do show any of this match, as they haven't been doing. I'm particularly ticked off with that. I know they're showing plenty of the golf, women's T20 Tri-Series Mini. We got on the couch England versus in the first game. Fox Cricket. This is called Fox Cricket. There's no evidence of any. There's no all women's stuff there. There's nothing wrong with women's stuff, of course. It's just that I want to see Sri Lanka play Pakistan. Golf, AFL, F1, motorsport, boxing, Live Sports Centre, which would be American. World Series Poker. There we go. ATP Hamburg, Goodway Racing, Tenerife Blue Trail, coming soon. It's just frustrating. I know. If I think women's wasn't on, we might have a bit more luck, but we unfortunately had women's cricket. I shouldn't say unfortunately, but just we have that certainly showing the wares. So, why Australia not backing young players? It's a great point. I'm unsure. Look, we've talked about this time and time again. Australia making a pretty fundamental mistake with the series against Zimbabwe, New Zealand, and even any of the summer coming up. Australia are not blooding. Well, they've given Ben McDermott a bit of a go, but they haven't really given the full go. Josh Philippe, Inglis too was kind of thereabouts. Swepson's been given a go, but I don't think he's really taken full advantage of it. And then you've got the likes of even Curtis Patterson back there, Jason Sanger. There's Henry Hunt, I think it is. There's all sorts of other players running around in Australian cricket that aren't being given a go, yes. And, the hogging of the limelight by Smith and Warner, for example, even Labuschagne, Travis Head, these guys probably need to be given a bit of a rest and to allow these young blokes to come through. And I totally agree. Totally and utterly agree. Okay, Zach Bowler. Are Australia the favourites to win the T20 World Cup this year? Well, I'm going to be covering the World Cup. I mean, the Perth games, the Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney games. I'll be going to Brisbane, but I'll be going everywhere else. I would argue that Australia have to be given favouritism because it's on their home turf. But you can't discount England, Pakistan, and India. They're the three other sides, I think, that are going to threaten. I can't see anyone else threatening. I can't see New Zealand threatening, but I can certainly see those. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how that pans out. Are you guys getting me subscribers? Because my subscriber levels have gone through the roof because of one particular bit. It's not Foot Foxtel, it's not sure. Yeah, no, I'm checking too, Robert. It's annoying the pants off me, actually. Okay, I see this have next 4 years. Of course, Warner and Finch both have only 12 months in international cricket. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. It's very frustrating this game's not on live-to-air television. Here we go. It's gone 31,100. Did you see my guys? Did Himanshu, Robert M? Did you see my channel? My video on Babar Azam has gone to 1 million in 3 days. Did you guys acknowledge me if you've seen that? Please let me know. You haven't let me know unless you're just seeing these lives and not seeing the rest of the page. I've had a bloody exciting little period. I've gained over 1 million views on one of my videos, which that's a real eye opener for me, I must say. Be nice if I can eventually get that sort of quick. So I said, you seen it, Robin? Okay, got it. I'm glad you've seen it. So I'm just now wanting to see. It'll take a little bit of time, but yeah, we've got a lot of Actually, they put a strike into one of my videos too, which is very unfortunate. Well, not a strike, an actual copyright claim. I just showed actually sharp bowling's not the problems with that at all. There's a lot of potential in what we have on the show. Heaps of potential, and it's really, really good. And so, yeah, there's no doubt about it. We should try to encourage people to be a part of the show. I certainly have done that myself. Come enjoy. I'm trying to get people to come enjoy. It's Dinesh Chandimal. You have to take your hat off to him. He's just been absolutely sensational. He really has. He's just been, he scored that big century, double century that is against Australia. Then he's gone 76 in the first inning. Now he's 86 on it. And for another century, he's in a bit of a purple patch. Mind you, all of these games have been played on his favourite ground, which doesn't mean it's bad, but it is his home ground. Okay, Arun Singh looks like India is going to proceed with 6 spinners for the first time. Jadeja, Kuldeep, Ashwin, Deepak Hooda, and Aksar Bishnoi. Well, that's quite a selection of players, isn't it? Good on them. They know their strength is spin, so then use it, abuse it, do whatever you have to do. I mean, there's no point in not doing it. That's for sure. I'm very impressed with the way that India are playing. I think they're in an incredibly good position, to be honest with you. They really will have taken the way they beat England in the short version of the game was amazing. Of course, they didn't win that one off Test match, which was frustrating. It was very frustrating indeed. Okay. Aussie girls are certainly the favourites to win the gold at Commonwealth Games. Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. I know that about that. Steve Offer says Australia must pick Ashton Agar for any test. I agree. I would agree. I've got no doubts about that. No doubts about that at all. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, there's a lot of positives there. So tonight will be the last ODI from Stokesy, correct? Yeah, that's the match between South Africa and England. England series is finished. I should be covering that. Not exactly a big fan of South African cricket, but I will cover it, especially because of England and because of Ben Stokes here. Ben Stokes' last match in Dean, it's going to be pretty interesting indeed. So, yeah, that's all what's happening here. But we really need to see more of Ben Stokes, and it's a real pity, a crying shame that he's not going to be there for them anymore in the short form. Anyway, Indy Hera, I agree with you, but Chandi not given much batting the last 5 years. So also, he improved himself while he does. Is it Lords, the match between Old Trafford, I think? I'm not sure. Let me have a look at the stories with the match between South Africa and I don't know. I don't think it's. I don't think it. South Africa, England's upcoming. No, it's at Chesterley Street actually. Robin, it's at Chesterley Street, which is certainly not Lords. Stokes made a big mistake to take retirement if he not played 2020 World Cup big tour. Well, he is still playing Test cricket. Okay, he's the captain of the Test team. So I think something had to give. He couldn't do it all. And I respect him for that because a lot of people are playing on beyond that. And I would argue that that's on at 10 o'clock tonight, my time, at 9 p.m. So it's a good. I'll be on again tonight, guys. So I'll make a point of playing that one out for you. So they're already batting. Dinesh Chandimal's hit 2 runs. The return, he's now it's in the 96 points in the 97th over. They're 9th, 3-3-1 Sri Lanka. Dinesh Chandimal 88 with Prabhath Jayasuriya left 4. So Dinesh Chandimal 88. He's on his way to his century. You would think. It's probably farming the strike. They would lead a 335. Really. I mean, there's no hurry to declare. I'd say they're going to just keep going until the wicket falls. They could well and truly go most of the session if they wanted to. Aaron Sims will be hard to replace Stokesy and Odi. I'm not sure if they have some good replacement in the near future. Look, they have got a lot of players. They've got still Besto, Butler, Owen Ali. They've got David Willie's doing pretty well there, and even Overton. They've got a reasonable side there. There's nothing wrong with being on side, but they'll be lost. He'll be lost to the T20 tournament actually as well. So 9 through 3-3-2. Dennis Chandel's 89 not out. He's heading for yet another century, which is amazing. Indy head up. Looking forward to the T20 World Cup. Now how Sri Lanka will play in Oz conditions. Well, they were there. I'm not there. Well, Sri Lanka played in Sri Lanka, of course. And they played in Australia too, I thought. Or New Zealand, I can't remember, but they played recently. They handled Sri Lanka pretty well. They got Sam Curran, Livingston, obviously I've got that name as well, but these blood are not good enough in this session. I think they are, Sam. I'll give them a chance. There's no doubt that there's Craig Coleman there. Okay. So 89 not out. 9 for 3-3-2 into their 97 overs are finished. So 98th over about to start. And look, Dinesh Chandimal yet again is just proving the difference, because without his score at 89, you would argue that they probably were going to be up against it. I'm just looking at Moses Shea, couldn't make it. England v. Something v. Pack. What's this picture? Moses Shea looks young. He looks much younger than he is. Okay, we really have a match here that's chugging along nicely for Sri Lanka. They're only increasing their lead more and more. They're into the 98th over now. We'll just wait and see whether there's been anything go on. 9 for 3-3-2 the score, of course. They're 3-3-6 in front, which, look, anything more than that's going to be fairly bloody hard for the Pakistan side to mow down, I would say. There's been no update there. Maybe wickets fallen out, but Hassan Ali took a wicket. Only bowled 11 overs, when he got 18 runs off him. So obviously he bowled quite steadily. Agreed. Sam Curran seems really out of form. Livingston's a hit and miss. Now Livingston's worth keeping with. So Hassan Ali got 1 wicket. Yasser Shah bowled almost 21 overs, 122 runs, 3 wickets. Mohamed Nawaz took 5 for 80 to bowl very well for his 28. Shaheen Afridi only bowled 7 overs. So the fast bowlers were not seen as the main strike power, obviously, in this match. Test debut for Agar Salman, of course. Agar Salman, what's this picture on? No, I don't know. It was Salman, another fellow of that name, but yeah. Okay, so 334 now. Dinesh is on 91. He's at 2 there, so 338 in front. He's 91. I mean, Dinesh Chandimal gets a century. It'll be magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. Good on Prabhath Jarasuri for hanging around with him. He's faced 21 balls for his 4. He's not strict. Tekshan's played 57 rubbers, 32. Pretty good, actually. More than some of the upper order batsmen, as a matter of fact. There's a single 2. Looks like a single 2. Dinesh Chandimal moves to 92. I'd like to see Dinesh get a century. Well, Robert M, so would I. I mean, he's deserved it. Got a massive double century against Australia, which won the match virtually. Then he's got 76 in the first innings and a further now 92. Again, it's on his home ground. It's on his favourite ground, so why not take advantage of it? They're 339 in front and 9 for 335. This partnership is already 27, which is a lot for last week. Nasim Shah is into his 6th over there. Hassan Ali is on the other end. Ready to consider some spin. $335 for 9. Just trying to letting Perth take the rest of the strike. You would think that if he farms the strike well enough, we'll probably get his 100. Quite impressive young man, though. He's not young anymore. He's done well. How old is Dinesh Chandler? Let's just have a look. He's still 32. He's not 33 until November. That's not over the hill by any means. He scored already some 13 centuries, including the double century we saw last match. He would easily be well and truly getting close to 5,000 test runs, which is a big achievement. England need the likes of Ben Stokes, from my point. And anyways, only who likes it. Okay, it's true. I'd say that you never know, Sam. You might actually see Ben Stokes come back at some stage. I don't think it's totally over for him. The updates are a bit slow on coming through. It's going to see. Let's see this one. Doing a live preview to lunch day 4. That's where we are now. So the game's already well and truly underway. We seem to have enough evidence there of a very strong performance by Dinesh Chandler. He's good, isn't he? He really is. Why isn't it showing it? There we go. All right. I don't see like Pakistan can chase 350. I would have said no to that, yes. But look, England did things they weren't expected to do in the previous match. They've got some of the best batters to sort that out. They have got the batting strength to do it. They have got the batting strength. It's not an impossibility by any means. It's not an impossibility. It's not a photo complete by any means. I'm looking views. Okay. It's pretty clear to me that, I'm interesting. Here's our next Steve Waugh. Are you saying, okay, let's get this right. I think Cam Green is better than Stokes, especially in red ball. He seems to be the next Jack Cullis kind of all round. Yeah, certainly. Time will tell, but yes, I would agree with that. He's not. Steve Waugh, Sammy, is not really a true all-rounder. He did bowl, yes. He got 92 wickets, I think, but he's not really deemed to be a true all-rounder. I would only compare him to Jack Cullis's phenomenal batting all-rounder. with great bowling stats as well. Ben Stokes was a match winner. Cam Green hasn't quite yet shown how many games he can actually win as a match winner. That's my only thing. Not that I'm against him. I think he's got every right to be where he is. It's just perhaps a matter of time now before. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, do you play for the Brisbane Heat, Sam? Is the question. I'd compare this to Steve Waugh because both Waugh and Green first 40 balls take rotate trophy. Okay. All right. I'm just trying to wait for some score updates here. Let's see what we're looking for. So Dinesh Chandimal's moved to 93. Pravath on 4. Score is 9 for 336. So 340 runs in front. They're into the 100th over now. Chandimal facing. Nasim Shah is bowling. So clearly, this century, I'm sure the next channel will explode with a couple of fours now and be done with 340 in front. You would think they're already enough. When they get 400, it's going to make it extremely unlikely. But that's what, unless the pitch is flattened out, wait and see. Babur Azam, Shafiq, Imam Al Haq, Azhar Ali, Muhammad Rizwan. There's 5 batsmen right there that will need to fire, and if they do, any score is possible. 9 for 336 into the 90 and into the 100th over. Dinesh Chandimal facing. He's not. So he took a leading edge down to third man and he didn't take a run. So Chandimal's farming the strike, which you would hope to be to. India Kaka, Aditya Tiwari. What are you saying? That's if you want to. I think you which is a beautiful illusion. Access to the World Cup in the hereafter. Okay. Now, what is the history of the Port of Spain Cricket Stadium? It's a great ground in Trinidad, as far as I'm aware. Great ground. It's a great history. It's obviously English heritage is there as well. Aditya Tiwari now. Aditya Tiwari, that's a lovely name. I'm just wondering, that's India Kaka. Tell me what you're saying there. It's impressive. I think it's let's see whether Chandimal get his 100. He's 93 now. Go Chandimal. Come on, let's put it on. 4 balls with no run. He's not exactly. He won't let Pravath Jayasuriya face Nazim Shah, probably for good reason. A bit of extra pace there probably wouldn't do him any good. But he's got 2 balls now to pursue a run to get on strike for the next over. I think the good thing for Dinesh Chandimal now is probably, he's just got a single off the 5th ball. So he's on to 94 now, is Dinesh Chandimal. Score 337 and 341 in front. Very impressive. Farouk Engineer is my favourite wicket batsman, Norman. Unlike Byron, he's obviously in 85 now. who's with Tendulkar like at Lords. I guess Punt and Pundy will be the key players to watch out for this upcoming World Cup. Pakistan versus the MCG will be a massive one. Will you be going to that one, Norm? Of course I am. Absolutely. I will be there with bells on, covering it with Bori Majinda and the like from their hosts. One ball to go, and we're going to see whether Prabhath Jayasuriya can survive that and hand the batting back to Chandawal next over 94. 100 looks imminent. It'll be his 14th century too. And he's going very, very, very close to 5,000 test runs. He's got one more test to produce that. And he would love to finish off another test match and go on another century and get 5,000 test runs, and it would be a wonderful story for him to do. Oops, no, unfortunately, he won't get a chance to score anymore. He won't get a chance to score his century in this match because, unfortunately, Prabhath Jayasuriya was bowled by Nasim Shah for 4 on that last ball of the over. So the one ball he had to face, he couldn't. He was bowled. Sri Lanka all out for 337, with Dinesh Chandimal not out 94 and Prabhath up for 4. So that means that Sri Lanka lead by 341, and that will mean that Pakistan, to win this match, will need to score 342 over the period of what is virtually 5.5 sessions, more than 5.5 sessions. That's quite enough time to get the runs. Very much enough time for them to get the runs. So Sri Lanka all out for 337. Dinesh Chandimal stranded on 94, not out. Prabhath Jayasuriya did his best. 4 lasted enough balls, but only got 4. And that means that we have now got Pakistan openers Imam Al-Haq to come out with Shafiq to face the music from the Sri Lankan bowlers, and Tharoon V's here. Hello, how are you, Tharoon? I can see you there. So Sri Lanka will be having to defend 341 in the last innings. At least it's not over 400, but it's probably about 50 runs more than Sri Lanka would have liked, 50 to 100 runs more than they would have liked to have faced, but they're now having to contend with 341, 342 to win. They've got the batters. They've got Imam Al-Haq, Shafiq have proven against Australia and Pakistan brilliantly. And you've got Azhar Ali who can bat his heart out. Obviously, you've got the star Babar Azam, and you've got Mohammad Rizwan further down, and the new all-rounder there as well. So they've got a fair degree of batting talent, I'm telling you. We've got 5 batters there that could easily muster a victory here. So by no means am I suggesting Sri Lanka are going to lose this match, but it is there for Pakistan to have a chance. Is there any star sports journalists in Australia? Not really. They visit here, but they're not necessarily here. They'll be here in force before too long. We've got a commercial with I saw the tennis player. AIA Vitality with I'm not saying so. What's her name? Jeez, I've got the name already. Who was the little star that won the Wimbledon? Pakistan will win, you reckon, through and very well. Let's see. We'll resume very shortly with that scenario. We're 342 to win. Now, that's normally a score that's gettable for anyone, really. They've got absolutely oodles of time. They've got 5.5 plus sessions. So the runs are not the issue. They're scoring 70 runs per session. They're going to get it. But should not give early winners. They give early winners to be in trouble. As you're working under extra time, are you working? Yeah, I'm Bora. I'll be working under not so much extra time, but more Rev Sports, REVSPORTZ, with extra time as well. ABP News will pick me up, and various watch they might even pick me up. We don't know. Well, but I'm predominantly going to be Rev Sports and extra time. Yes, I'll do more work for them. Yes. Labora, you've met Nami since then, haven't you? Brad Hogg seems to have a YouTube channel, and he's currently promoting World Cup in India. You should invite him to your channel sometime. I've been with him to get an extra and see his take on the upcoming World Cup. I will consider it, Arun, but I have contacted him before, and I've been with him on the show. It was on Extra Time. I was the host of the show, and he was a guest. Yeah, look, I've got to respect. He's got his own channel, and it does tend to conflict with mine. So yeah, we'll try. Why not try? Are you Sri Lankan? Am I Crick Forever News? Am I Sri Lankan? Pisuga? I'm not Sri Lankan. I speak Sinhalese, yes. Why? Because my ex-wife was Sri Lankan. I am not Sri Lankan. I'm Australian, but I do sometimes joke and say I'm from Bumbalapithia, and ayo. No, I'm not Sri Lankan, but I do speak Sinhalese, yes. There you go. I probably didn't expect that. Well, people who know me will know what I'm talking about. Preview to day 4, so yeah, it's a. Please also make an interview with Harsha Bugla and Vikrant Gupta. Amlan Bora, I have done an interview with Vikrant Gupta. I've done an interview with Brad Hogg. Harsha Bugla, I've spent time with. I haven't done an interview with him. I'd love to. We'll get back when I travel. When they come to the World Cup, I'll be part. When I go to India in the future, I'll make a point of those type of things. But at the moment, it's not that easily. While I'm still here in Australia, it'll be a little bit difficult to do that. But I'm going to certainly try. Your thoughts on Virat's form? Okay, Tarun, we've seen the great video of Baba Azam's gone well over 1 million views, by the way, on my channel. Second most views of any other show I've done, which is very proud of. Virat Kohli. Now, let's just look at his record. He scored 70 centuries, both in ODI and Test career. That is better than almost all other players that are around at the moment. In fact, it is better than all players around. We've got to remember that. He hasn't scored runs recently, yes, but he's been hitting the ball pretty well. The last match, he had some beautiful fours and then got out balls. He's nicking balls that the average batsman would probably miss. So he's had a lot of bad luck, and there's a bit of mental play going on there. I think he's just around the corner from scoring a century. And when he does, he's going to shut us all up, and he'll play well continuously. The only consideration with Virat Kohli that I have through MV is that he may have to consider not playing the short format and forsake that so as he can play the Test format. Or, quite frankly, the other way around. He can flip around and not play Test cricket and play short form. But he's got to make that decision sometime. I think this T20 World Cup will be his last, and he may announce his retirement after that properly. He announced his captaincy, relinquishing captaincies from from all formats, didn't he? But I think that may follow with his, a bit like Stokes has done, but from the T25. I think that this World Cup might be his last, and the ODI format might be the next to go, probably this time next year, if he's in the side. And he should be. And then after that, he'll stick to Test cricket. That's my prediction, and I think he'll be playing for quite a few years yet. So what will be the result of the Galle Test? Mahendra Rajput. At this point, all guns blazing, it has to be in Sri Lanka's favour. Sri Lanka defending 341 on the wicket, which will be turning. Prabhat Jayasuriya has been an amazing form. He's got 655 wickets in the last 3 innings. So 3 5-wicket hauls in 3 innings in a row. His first 3 innings of bowling. So he'll be red hot. This is a ground which will favour him. Sri Lanka know this ground very well. They absolutely clean up Australia. Unfortunately, I think Pakistan may be in trouble here. They've got the batters to get out of it, namely Shafiq, Imam al-Haq, Azhar Ali, and obviously Babar Azam, along with Mohammad Rizwan. They've got the batsmen there that can get the 342 to win. But it's unlikely. I'd say Sri Lanka at this point in time are favoured. Now, if Pakistan get a really good opening partnership with an under 100 plus, then I might change my thoughts then. And they have got a long time to bat. They've got 5.5 sessions, so they can take their time. But maybe they need to be more aggressive, though, because taking the time will fall into the hands of Sri Lanka, actually. So Sri Lanka is still the favourites. Hi, how are you on us, Darwin? Should Maxwell play subcontinent tests and in what place? Travis said. Manas, Darwin, you're preaching the converter here. I would have Travis said dropped straight away, and I'd have Maxwell in his place, full stop. My answer, subcontinent or anywhere, but more so subcontinent for that. Against India, Maxwell should be the first one picked ahead of Travis Head. Why BCC are not allowing our players to play in the other 220 leagues? Amlan Bora, clearly it's money. Clearly it's contractual. And if you're an Indian player and you're getting paid millions to play for a few months in India, and they're saying don't play other competitions which pay you pittance, then you're going to pick the BCCI's contract, aren't you? And I grant that. If someone said to me, I'll give you 3-4 million each year to play in the IPL, but don't play other leagues would pay $100,000. I know what I would do. It's pretty obvious. You stick with the BCCI contract and you won't argue. Whereas other countries, I mean, Australian player has to play as many as they can get. If they can't get into the IPL, they've got to play CPL, this PL, every BBL, everything they've got to do. Because more Australian players are contracted to the BBL because of their state relationships. Because Cricket New South Wales actually own the Sydney Sixers and the Sydney Thunder. It's not like the franchise aspect that's in India with all its franchise being truly owned. In Australia, Cricket New South Wales, the state, owns the two Sydney sides. So it's Cricket Australia controlled and financially controlled, not limiting somewhat. They've tried to bring in this so-called auction system this time. I don't know whether it's really going to work. It might attract some of the lesser fringe players, but not really the true players. It won't have anything like this won't come. Yeah, so that's the reason why I'm on board. That's simple contractual arrangement with someone's paying you a lot of money, and you're not. Why would you want them to play anywhere else? Because it could actually lessen their brand. They got 15-year plus brand, which deserves every accolade that it can get. You know, it's really phenomenal, the branding that they have. So, you know, I don't. Yeah, there's no issue there at all. Let's be honest. Okay, so that's the way we see it. Why isn't BBL made franchise league? That would stop Australia players from going over. It's just the way that Australia works their league out. They're keeping it controlled by the states. Obviously, there's money to be made by the states as well, and Cricket Australia, and they want to keep the money within them. And that's Australia's decision, and it's actually thwarted them somewhat. I guess that might be something that they probably are concerned that Indian buyers would come flying there and just buy them all like pieces of cheese. Robert Norman, I just found the live game on Facebook. Did you? What's the code? What's the code? Can you tell me the code? So tell us where it is, because I'd like to know. I did see it before. The views are still going up, despite the fact that there's a couple of work claim on there. I don't know how that's possible. So Abdullah Shafiq is in Imam Al-Haq. Abdullah Shafiq's now number 2. Kazim Majid is bowling his first ever bowled 2 balls. So whereabouts of this Facebook page, I should be able to find it, because it usually comes up pretty quickly. So Siwak O'Keefe, who bowled Australia from Pune, has also picked 3 spins in the next 11 for. All right, that's the best. That's what Stephen Smith reckons, and I agree with him. Type in Pakistan versus Sri Lanka, a channel called Kun Streaming. Is it? Okay, I'll do that. Yeah. It's hilarious to think that we have to go to Facebook to watch cricket, and it's not available anywhere else. That's a very poor state of affairs, to be honest, man. We'll go to it in a second. It's just wait and see. Look, these Pakistani openers are very capable of getting a whopping big score and really putting their eyes on this, not like eyes on cricket. I'd like to see that happen. So, why don't New Zealand players immigrate to Australia? Aussie first class salaries are more than Well, they're obviously respectful to their country. Let's be factual. I mean, nothing to get shocked about there. That's not exactly a shock from my thoughts. Why would you go to Australia when you've got a great country, New Zealand, right there, which can also provide you with great cricket? And well, then it would have New Zealand. That wouldn't be right. There'd be one less nation. I don't think that'd be really good. It's a bit like saying why the Bangladesh players play for India. Same diff. I wouldn't like to see Bangladesh losing all their players to India because they're next door. Stephen O'Keefe himself, who I've interviewed not long ago, I would say that he's certainly. Okay. Why is the Indian media pressure is very big, and so players unable to perform in vital matches? Well, that is true. There's a ridiculous expectation for Indian players. Absolutely ridiculous. No doubt about that. I would agree totally with that. Way above what they need to be pressurised to do. Totally not agree. So I have no problems you saying that. One over's gone, there's still none for two. So what was the Facebook one you just found? Again, what was it again? But in India, first-class salaries are very low. Banks and international players have no incentive to take the risk. Yeah, I guess that is. All right, let's have a look at this. I'm going to type in Pakistan versus India. Okay. Cans. It's old. What is it again? There shouldn't be. I can't find it. I can't find it. Anyway. But in India, firstly, I talked about that already. Khan. Just type in Khan, not Khans, okay. This one looks like popping Khan doing. Khan. Here we go.
Some people thought Test match.
Here we go. It's going to be watching at the moment.
Format. Test match.
The upper winners will be extended to 2.5 months. Here, the upper winner is it's going to be ridiculously big. Yeah, throwing you're right. The IP winner is 2.5 months. But look, you're getting paid millions. So look, let's not forget that it's all about money. I'm afraid. In all fairness, it's all about money. So Pakistan none for two. I can see here. Mana star one. Here we go. And we're looking at Abdullah Shafiq and Imam Al Haq, both not out. None for two. They need 340 runs more to get to win. So that means there are already some 2 runs at this point in time at that wonderful grounded ball. It's amazing ground. Day 4 summary test. it's 240 odd runs there with lots of wickets falling, so it doesn't look very good for the so-called history of cricket at this ground on a fourth day is very much in favour of the bowling side, not in favour of the batting side. They'll lose more than 10 wickets for that. Well, we know that Pakistan can't afford that. Aussie Test side are finally touring New Zealand in the next World Test Championship cycle after Taylor Wagner retirement. Wagner retirement? I knew Taylor was Taylor. Is Wagner retiring as well? I didn't know that he was retiring. It wasn't known to me. Really, Sri Lanka and Pakistan should be showing on all television. Most of the players will be eligible for all international matches played in that year. Maybe. Prabhas Jayasuri was on very, very early. Very, very early indeed, as you would imagine. Having taken 6, 5, 5 or something like that. None for 3, Pakistan at the moment. Wham, should Ashton Agar replace in India or should he be benched? Well, they're now talking about Stephen O'Keefe, who is obviously a person to listen to, has suggested putting 3 spin bowlers on for Australia side. Why not? A left-arm spinner is very handy against Ashton Agar's attitude batting. I think he's a worthy player of pursuing. I reckon Australia are missing left-arm spinners in Sri Lanka. They certainly were. And Ashton Agar is the one, if fit, to go into that place. Look, Shafiq and Imam al-Haq can handle these conditions. If they get a good start and get 50, 100 on the board, they're going to be well and truly in the box seat, and then they may have Asad Ali, Baba, and of course Rizwan to come at the back end. It's not impossible for Pakistan to win this. It'll take a mighty effort, though. Do you think Virat Kohli is finished? No. Members to Graham, I don't think Kohli is finished. No. No. What a pity we can't see this properly. No, Virat Kohli is not finished at all. Don't think that. Pakistan now none for 4 into the second over. So Pakistan will be in no rush for those things. Tarun V, what will your 11 be for Australia in the T20 World Cup? Well, I'm afraid I'm going on what I'm saying. Finch and Smith are in there, unfortunately. Labuschagne as well, and they may be putting Travis Head and Cameron Green and obviously Alex Carey. These people are all expected to be in this. They probably don't deserve to be, but they probably will be. I think Maxwell has to be in that team somewhere, without a doubt. Stoinis would also be in there. They may consider Stark and Hazelwood, but Hazelwood looks like he's on the outer. That would bring in Cummins if he's fit. And Adam Zampa. That's who I think. Just come across it. What did you come across? But is anyone replacing number 6 Steve Smith? Steve Smith to me shouldn't be in the top. Not anytime soon, no. Look, it's a hard one. Very hard one. find whether we've got anything going on here for the look. Stephen O'Keefe should be in the Australian side. I would have him there for quite a few years to come. Brilliant player that he is. He would still be capable of taking lots of wickets, and deservedly so. I'm just trying to find that. So yeah. Revenge the child. Kingston. A none for 4. They're taking their time. Understandably so. 5. Abdullah is on 3. Mark is on 1. Far from his header. Into the third over now. They're none for 4. And Ajita, the fast bowler's on, and he won't pose any issues for Abdullah and the like. There'll be nothing to worry about there. One for 5. Very steady. Lion A should be enough sunship. Summer says, no, I don't think so. Should Tim David be playing this World Cup as number 6 replacing Smith? Well, I don't think he's going to be. It's a simple, stubborn matter of that. Warner, Finch, Marsh. I've got Marsh. Maxwell, Stoinis, Wade. Oh, not Wade. Please, not Wade. Tim David's not going to get it. Agar, Starr, Zampa, Hazelwood. I don't mind your side. I prefer to see keeping. That's an interesting point. I would have Josh English in there, to be honest. Otherwise, I don't mind your side. I'd go with 2 spinners in the 220. Why not? Well, it's going to depend on all sorts of like conditions in particular. Done for 6. No. What will you buying line up for India and T20 Cup piece? Will Kumar return? Well, he is likened to be in that side, yes, but Shami and Bumrah and Siraj are all, pluses are more in the 50 over version, but he might. So Imam Al-Haq, Pakistan batters in 4th innings. Imam Al-Haq scored 247. Abdul Shafiq scored 196. Azhar Ali's 916 with a century. Babar Azam 489 with a century. And Mohammad Rizwan 177 with a century. They haven't scored big, but it was a 48, 85, 26, 37, and 88. So there's a bit of talent there. Azhar Ali spent most time of those. He scored 916 runs, only the average of 26. That's not a big stat to go with. Cummins, Smith need to drop out of the teeth. I would certainly say Smith should. Cummins, depends on his fitness, to be honest with you. Depends on his fitness. None for 6 still here. None for 6 still is the score. We've gone into time here now, some, I think 20 minutes, half an hour. Live stream is a bit iffy. your views on Cummins T20 batting. But yeah, his bowling is one-dimensional. It's pretty predictable, actually, in the test format, what he does bowl. So, yeah, I'm not necessarily sold on his play in the T20 format. I agree with that. Okay. Well, it seems to me that, it's chugging along here nicely. It's really very dark here, as a matter of fact. You might notice I might put some lights on there now. It's dark and it's 3:16 very late. Yeah, my views on Cummins T20 batting. His T20 batting is up and down. It can be very good, but it can also be pretty ordinary. If Tim David comes in at 7 or 8, so don't need Cummins if he doesn't get bowled. Well, that's a fair point. But they're all talking Tim David. He has not been selected in any Australian squad whatsoever at this point. So it's now middle to late July, August and October. They've got 3 months before the World Cup. He's not being picked for the matches in Zimbabwe versus Zimbabwe up in Townsville and New Zealand. I think they're playing Cairns. Neither of those. That's late August into September. So is it September or is it July? I think it's August into September. So that means that's virtually it. There's maybe one series potentially before that they might have before the tests, before the World Cup, maybe 1 to 2 small ones. If they haven't selected him already, they're not going to select him that late in the piece. So it looks like Tim David's not going to be a part of the squad. I'm not damaging or just disparaging the guy's ability, but it's just the way it is that they're not putting him in fact. As you remember, the name Hemang Badani, the last Indian opener, very talented. Okay, yeah. I don't know much about him. Fact is, Ellis and Meredith bowled better than Sark and Cummins. Meredith, I don't agree with. Ellis is pretty good, but yeah, is not scout and fielding coach at Sunrise High. But okay, right, is now the scout. Okay, and what about him? Is he doing a good job? Yes, we've been on for an hour and 2 minutes, guys. I'm not sure they're going to go that much longer because we're not getting much broadcast time from except for this Facebook app, which is pretty bloody ordinary. Score is still currently, what is it now? Imam Al Haq's a good player. Did you see Meredith IPL? Yeah, I don't think Riley Meredith is still very, very raw, very, very inexperienced. He's getting a bit of IPL coverage, but IPL is not the World Cup. Let's be honest. It certainly is a high standard, though, and I'm not going to deny that. But it's, I don't know whether it's engaging anything at this point. None for 7. None for 7 are Pakistan are taking their time, and they've got plenty of time. And they're to the medium pace. They're not going to be affected at all. To be honest with you. All right, let's just see how we're going time-wise here, guys. None for 7. There's not much chugging along here in terms of action. We've talked a lot about it. I'm going to be back later tonight, probably for the England versus South Africa match. We'll talk about the results of this day's play, whether in fact Pakistan have been able to make a fist of it or not. Let's just see what else is going. Oh, be nice to. Okay, let me. What's up? Where is Chris Harris, Kiwis all-rounder now? He's obviously he's not involved in any. A bit of commentary at one stage, but that's about it. Meredith was pouring over, wasn't he? He was poor all round. Sorry. At least without Meredith and Sam's, Tim they don't have any in games. That's true. Daniel Sams probably needs to go in the Australian lineup as well. We've forgotten him. Should Dayward be Reeves and Tristan Stubbs be something 11th? Yes, they should be. These Dayward Brevis is a bit like Tim David in a way. He hasn't played for his country yet properly. Well, not much anyway. So yeah, he probably will be. Inshallah, Pakistani team win matches. I hope so too, Azad Misra. You're here today. How are you? we missed you here. So this is a big effort from Pakistan batting. They've got the batting back and set, guys. They've got the batting to do it. They've got some Azhar Ali there first up there. Imam al-Haq and Shafiq and Rizwan. Babarazan's 5 great batters who all score big centuries. Get some light here, shall we? There we go. Croissant. Back. Look, Pakistani batting line. Imam al-Haq, big centuries recently. Shafiq, big centuries. Azhar Ali, big centuries. Razam, big centuries. As recently as last number of Razam centuries. 5 of those batsmen. Crazy, you know. Last was great all round. It was. Obviously, this doesn't make one great. Sean Plunk was the best all-rounder. Jack College, statistically, Puffer. Not forgetting that I had a flu injection here and a booster shot COVID on the other one. Yeah. So, let's go and see what's going on with this legal thing. I'm not exactly sure where we're heading with this, but are you eating fruits, bread, Norman? This is a chocolate croissant. Chocolate croissant. Let's have a look here. Okay. So that Facebook damn thing, let's see what it's showing us. What provoked Jai Surya's in the attack as unexpected. After 5 overs, Pakistan 1 for 7, so it's down very steadily. They're going to be positive around Prabhat Jai Surya. They're going to be very positive. As you play defensively against him, you're gone. How many players, Brendan Paul, how many players will make it in 23? A lot. Thank you, Assad. Michael Bevan, well, he's not in the commentary. He's got other business activities. He's really fallen away from cricket. His ex-wife, Tracy Bevan, still runs the McGrath Foundation. Imam al-Haq will be the one to face Surya being left-handed. Should suit him, actually. Where is Michael Bevan? I've just explained that before. Okay. Imam al-Haq seems to be Carter Studio. What am I eating? A chocolate croissant. Very bad. I had also a chocolate classic milk. They're reasonably healthy. Not really. Pakistan none for 8 into the 6th over. O'Keefe is retired. Well, he's still playing. He's still playing domestic cricket for Manly. I saw him on the other day. I interviewed him actually. O'Keefe is in the squad. He won't be that affected. Now I'm afraid he's not in the Test squad at all. But Stephen O'Keefe would be a great bowler. He's still really effective. Fantastically effective. He'd still the best left-arm bowler we've got in Australia. Probably the best spinner. Take away Nathan Lyon. To be really honest with you, do I? He's retired from there, so do I agree with Stokes' decision? Not for the sake of the game, no. I think we need a guy like Ben Stokes when he's a magnificent player. He's playing Test cricket still. He's the captain. Pakistan should win to make history. Nicole, let's see how that happen. Well, they're starting off on the right foot. Abdullah's on 5 and Imran Mamlak's on 3, none for 8. If these two can really bat, Azam Baba can certainly bat, and Rizwan. Their top 5 is bloody solid, to be honest with you. And Salman, unknown quantity, and Nawaz kind of mediocre to good. Look, at this stage, none for 8's a pretty steady start, but it's extremely early. Extremely early. So why is he not desperate? He should. Well, the reason why he didn't get along with them, and I think that was probably the main reason. Whereas in Lakshmi Sharma from Galle, Islam, yeah, is she joining today? No, she's not, but she's studying. This is early in the day. It's school time, uni time, all that. So he doesn't have good finger spinners. Why? Just it's not never been. We've kind of been offies, and we've been leggies. It seems to be where we're at in Australian cricket. It's a great live. You can watch the video again shortly. The live video has ended. So, Robert Amber, got any other better ideas? If Pakistan wins today, it would be a surprise because in Galle, 150 is highest score to chase and those things. You're right, Himanshu Umbrella. It will be a huge shock. But then England have done some amazing things as well. Pitches and Shield cricket has eliminated spinners, especially fingers. I think you're not wrong. Also, please join Chris. Chris is at, it's now currently in, it's like, it's very early in the morning, at 5 in the morning. So you can't. Is Ashnaga in the Test squad? I think he's in the overall squad, yes. I think he is, if he's fit. That's the big question, I'm afraid. That's the overriding question, is he fit? Because that's been a question for some time now. Let's just have a look what this is. So, didn't Sri Lanka chase 260 odd against New Zealand all 3 years? Well, it's Sri Lanka, yes. I reckon Kuderman can play Test. Green should be better than 5. Maxwell decide. I don't mind those picks, but I think Agar's still got the nod over him. Your thoughts on Bazball, Norman? Although I don't like it. Look, it certainly revived the England team dramatically under Root's captaincy. They probably needed a bit of a revival, but I think that. You know, I mean, it's something of a Agar's the one that they're going to look towards. So what do we got here? I'm not talking about home team, okay. Perdue is also a great batsman. Well, he's about probably in his 50s now. I think he certainly was a good batsman rather than is. And he wouldn't be concerned by me saying that, I'm pretty sure as well. So I'm after just. Okay. So, next one. Okay. BSA just slogged tired New Zealand bowlers up to IPL. But nausea will show, I bet. Well, let's just wait and see. I think Sri Lanka have a great chance to go to in the top. They have. New Zealand IPL's whereas seamers were unplayable in their first spell, but getting tired next spell. Well, yeah, but it's the horses for courses. You can't say it was a bad thing that they did. You can't think it was luck either. You had to make your own luck, and that's what they did. Let's be honest. You make your own luck in cricket. You always make your own luck in cricket. Okay. What's the favourite sports for the Aussies? I hear that you like AFL, correct? Or in rugby. What about cricket? Cricket's number one in summer. AFL, rugby league, and then rugby in winter. Soccer is in there somewhere. Tennis is in there somewhere. Obviously, athletics is as well. I've got a few sports, but cricket's number two. One or two. Nankaya Natini was also good. Well, he was. Cricket's a summer sport, exactly. Johnny Slog Jamison is to play. Yeah. Pakistan got to win this. They punted like approach it. They need to be more aggressive. I'm good for, and you, Joy Hin, how are you? Jay Hin, how are you? How much? Did you see any player can make the debut Australia? I mean, and not at this point, no. Unless Maxwell returns, no. Jay Hin, how are you? Good to see you there. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see if Pakistan can do it today. I'm just going to see. We'll see what this top video scenario is. It's gone up nicely. So which time will you come again live tonight? IST time. I'm on board. About 9, 5, about 4:30. 4:30 p.m. IST. They probably won't. Could Viv handle Lily before Lily's operation? Yes. Viv was one of the best batsmen in the world. Of course he could. Absolutely. Why Australia has two wicket-keeper batsmen for white ball, Wade for T20, carry 50 overs, doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make sense to me either. I wouldn't pick Wade in a heartbeat. And although he didn't win the World Cup, well, he was part of the World Cup winning victory. Yeah. So Chanamel is in the form of his life. He certainly is. 90 not out in this match. He got 200 in the previous match, 70 in the first innings. 3 amazing innings. Chance makes Australia win one shot. I think you might find that there might be a few people in front of him. Josh English, for example. Haven't seen enough of Hunt to really be able to judge him, to be honest with you. Okay. Can McDermott keep wickets? He had but I don't think it's going to. They're not going to do that. They've got Carey, McDermott, Josh Inglis, and Ross Phillip. Yeah, they've got a few there. Alex Carey, I don't think his career is long term. I really don't think so. The Masters is saying Warner not getting retired after the South Africa Test series. He already said he wants to next season. As I said, this is a test. Yeah, but I think that's pushing it. Any further than that, will be pushing it. No spinner in this world is better than Ashwin. Well, statistically, I would agree with you. Interesting how you fall out of the video and then you start making comments on my channel. It's cute. Inglis is a keeper too. Of course, Josh Inglis is a keeper. I thought you knew about cricket there, Manos. Mary McDermott, Josh Philip, Josh Inglis, Tim David, nothing else. Probably. Ben McDermott, very good wicketkeeper batsman, and I don't think Ben McDermott's seen as wicketkeeper batsman in the Australian squad, to be honest. Carey and English would be, unfortunately or fortunately, in front of him, and Philippe for that matter as well. All right, what's the score update? Let's get a score update, shall we? Doesn't look like there's any wickets fallen. They're now none for 28. Imam Al Haq's on 10. Abdullah Shafiq's on 18. So they've got a very strong starting here, none for 28. These two can continue on and go past 100. It's going to be very interesting. It's Tim David, an Aussie. He was born in Singapore. We all think he's an Aussie. Look, he's born somewhere else. He can qualify for that country, but he is an Australian citizen, I'm pretty sure. So Pakistan need 314 more. They've got 28 already. Make that 29. They're 313 behind. Very plausible situation here for us. Then to continue on, actually. Yes, okay. No one else carries test spot is not cemented yet. I agree. If he struggles against Western South Africa, I think South will pick Josh English. Totally agree. Totally agree. Totally and utterly agree. Well, Pakistan none for 29. Everything's going as per plan. I'm a 3-spot friendly World Cup. If we'll be out of touch, I think Deepak Hooda is a good option. There's quite a few. They've got Ishan Kishan, Sky, even Shreyas Iyer could come up. There's a heap of players that are in that potential. I don't think Kohli's going to be anywhere else but in the same for the World Cup. I think it'll be after the World Cup that he'll call it quits, especially if they win. Okay. Tim David will play Australia. Kiddo. What do you call me Kiddo for? Look, he hasn't been selected. That's what I'm keep reminding you. He hasn't been selected in the series. Even going up to Zimbabwe and bloody New Zealand, they're playing in Cairns and Townsville, Cairns. They're not even selecting him for that, which was the golden opportunity to do so. And then you've got very little time for the World Cup, so he's not there yet. I think McDermott Philippe is next to Australian white ball openers who can open. Yeah, I agree. Or Josh Inglis. I don't see Tim David playing T20 World Cup and Bailey not trusting any young players. He's dropped. I agree. Yeah. I've already said that, so it's not something new to our conversation at all. Yeah, Demarcus, and we agree with you. Okay, what about Finch, mate? He's out of form for more than a year and swing struggles in world. Well, let's just talk about the World Cup happening in October, November in Australia, and you will see the same cronies there and Finch and the like. They're all going to be there. That's right. I can't believe why McDonald's not dropped, that it's not selected at this point in time. It's just hard. Normally, if Bailey not trusting young players, so we're never going to build a strong team in the future. Agree? Mitchell Marsh is a real good option. No, Travis said don't even go there. Mitch Marsh, yeah, I'd go with him potentially. Yeah. Okay. Travis said, please don't go there. You all know what I think of him, and I don't think highly of him at all. I don't see India playing the World Series come up. Don't you, Norm? We have not been consistent. Well, it's looking a little bit less likely, and I hope Australia gets smacked by Australia. Like I really do. If India win handsomely, they've got a chance. Good cricket team from Pakistan in the last 2 years. We're not letting British sort of exactly. I agree. That's what they're now playing. Yeah, look, Australia. You'd think are the ones likely to play in the World Series Cup, which is also a champion final. Were they going to play India, Pakistan, or potentially even Sri Lanka? That's the question. South Africa, even though they're leading at the moment, won't be there for very long. When they start getting this real opposition, they'll falter away as they should. Sorry from a year ago. There we go. Yeah, you got Nalakshi Sharma and what's his name? Very impressive. Who's this? That's quite impressive photos. Okay, why non-subcontinent players retire from cricket too early, but subcontinent players play slow? Well, it's just because that's the way they do things. That's the way they do things. I reckon Bailey, because they want players tough. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think Australia traditionally stick to their guns, and which is not necessarily a bad thing. Okay. Also, things going on here. Okay. Why not? Okay. Not giving a chance to. We talked about that already. Now, look, guys, we're getting close to time. Let's just get a score update, shall we? Pakistan seem to be rather solid. And on for 31 with Shafiq handling things quite nicely on 20 and Imam on 11. No one's penetrating. There's been 11 overs bowled, none for 31. This is a good start. Indeed. See, domestic cricket in Australia, as in the Sheffield Shield, we shouldn't assume that because they're playing well, they're going to play well in Test cricket, and that's a big mistake. Maybe in the past it's somewhat true, but it hasn't proven to be true for a while. Jason Sang is somebody who has had a reasonably ordinary Shield season, but I reckon will play well for Australia. It's a matter of horses for courses, is the way I describe it as. And I just don't think that Australia is the same situation as playing Sheffield Shield. I think it's not as strong as it used to be. And I think that's the major problem that we're seeing at the moment. Eighth position. I don't know. I think Australia's just resting their laurels a little bit. They won the World Cup last year, so they don't perceive themselves as needing to change too much, and it's a fair point. They've got enough youngish bloods staying around here, but they haven't got them all the same. None for 33. Shafiq looks like he's handling all quite well on 22. Imam Malik on 11. 33 certainly is wearing the saddle down. All right, we're going to consider finish up now, guys. We've had a pretty good run there for an hour and a half. You should all go and look at that Baba Azam interview, the 30-odd seconds on what he talked about. Very impressive indeed. So in the last 60 minutes, I've got that large figures to 315, and a piddling amount. 4.1 is overwhelmingly what it is for. All right, we might call it quits there, guys. Let's just look at the situation now in terms of score. Well, Pakistan are making good fist of this, aren't they? Up until lunch, they've gone an hour and 20 minutes into the hour and 20 minutes have gone into the interval. Let's have a look at the score before we go. Pakistan are none for 34 into the 12th over. Everything looks to be sailing along quite well. So we'll talk to each other later tonight with South Africa versus England in I think it's an ODI. And then also the end of this match, end of the fourth day, we'll talk about how we're going there. Does that sound good, guys? That'll be at 9 p.m. my time, but 4:30 p.m. IST, around midday in England. which hopefully we'll get some of the guests on here that can contribute to that discussion. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. We'll talk soon. Okay.